Park, and this match between the Sheffield Eagles and the Bradford Bulls, it's been one of the most, if not the most eagerly anticipated, awaited contests of the 2024 Championship season, and Sheffield have got the ball back from the kick-off here after an early error from the Bradford Bulls. And that's probably the biggest indicator yet that Sheffield mean business here this afternoon. Don't read too much into the fact that they have lost their last four. They're underneath the Bradford post here early doors with Eddie Batty, who gets to his feet. He'll play the ball. Jones Bishop comes in on the angled run. He's felled there by Jaden Myers, also Lee Gaskell involved in that tackle. They're trying to pinch one out of dummy half from James Glover. Glover's on top of the Bradford line, and that's the last tackle. So they'll look to move it short side here with Senelifea to Ashton. Ashton's over the line, but he can't get the ball down. Good scrambling, hungry Bradford Bulls defence. And it was Tom Holmes who's put his body on the line there alongside Zach Fulton, and Sheffield looking to become the first side in four 40-minute halves of rugby league to breach the Bulls line. They've just come up short. Bradford moving the ball 10 away from their own try line here with Jaden Okinbaugh. Well, as we said, two big championship rivals and respected foes in Sheffield and Bradford. They meet in this round 23 fixture this afternoon, and already you can see that the Eagles mean business and are going to make life very difficult for Michael Lawrence, who's carrying the ball 15 shy of halfway on tackle 4, and the Bradford Bulls out of dummy half here from Tyron up now towards Kevin Appo, who's going to be brought down over on that left-hand edge. The PNG International gets a quick play of the ball in as Bradford now find themselves 30 away from the Eagles line. Fifth and last tackle coming up this afternoon, and it's going to go to Jordan Lilly, centre field. He will put one up here looking for Romain Franco, but they're happy just to let Ben Jones Bishop take that one from the clouds. He'll apply the brakes, and he's wrapped up there by the French international Romain Franco, and Sheffield now inside their own 10-metre line. We've had 3 minutes gone on West Yorkshire Radio Bulls TV. It's Sheffield 0, Bradford 0. Jimmy, a huge chance quickly for Sheffield right at the start of this game.
Yeah, no, look, good start from Sheffield. I think the key for them in this game is they've got to start well. I think this first 20 minutes we're going to see who's getting the better of the arm wrestle, and I think if Sheffield have a good start, then it's on, and I just hope that we have a real competitive start here. And Bradford just made some really good metres up the field. It's dry, like you said before, with this fast pitch. We've just seen Sheffield put the ball down. Chris Wellham trying to release his winger, which is going to be good field position for Bradford early.
Yeah, Sheffield, as we said, it's a big open field here at Olympic Legacy Park. Fourth largest in the championship. Eamon O'Carroll referenced that on Friday in his press conference. Sheffield like to move the ball out towards Wellham, Miller, Glover and Dawson Jones, and that's exactly what Sheffield were doing after Jordan Lilly had put that high kick up on the last, which turned Ben Jones Bishop around 10 out from his own line. There were around 25 out centre field in their own half on tackle 4, and Chris Wellham looking to get Ryan Miller away on the outside of George Tafua, but the ball has gone into touch. It's a knock-on, first error of the game from the Eagles. Bradford will have possession, 25 out centre field with Michael Lawrence playing the ball. We do have Wellham down receiving medical treatment, so the clock has been stopped here at Olympic Legacy Park, and we've had just over 3 minutes gone. Well, yesterday afternoon up there in Cumbria, Barrow in Furness, it was Barrow 24, Toulouse 36. Toulouse moving 3 points clear of the Bradford Bulls up to 31 points. Toulouse didn't have it their own way in that second half. They were leading 22 points to 0 before Paul Carey's side staged a remarkable second half comeback. And if it wasn't for a Toulouse try 2 minutes from full time, well, when they scored on the U to Barrow, who knows what might have happened. But again, Barrow, one of those sides at the foot of the table, they're fighting for their lives. Remember, potentially 3 teams get relegated from the championship this season. And the game's still stopped here, Jimmy. Chris Wellham looks like he's going to have to leave the field, which is going to be a blow for Simon Brown and Keith Senior, because he brings a lot of... Oh no, he's staying on the field. Are we going to say he's made a stern stuff there, is the former Salford, Featherstone, Hulkingston Rovers and Bradford man. So Just shy of 4 minutes gone on the clock. Time back on here. Lawrence plays the ball. That out of dummy half here to Hallis. Hallis is brought down, 15 out centre field. Bradford have good attacking options over on the far stand side, and that is where they'll go, where there's a bit of space with Gaskell now. To Lilly, to Apo, who runs a good line. He's brought down 10 away, just to left-hand side of the post on tackle number 2. Ott's in there at dummy half to Lilly, now to Doro, and Doro back, fresh after his 9-day rest. He's brought down right on top of that Sheffield try line, 3rd tackle gone. 2 left here for the Bulls. Tyranot tries to pinch one out of dummy half. Door slams shut, good scrambling defence there. Titus Guaze had to put his body on the line, and they're backed up right on their own try line here on tackle number 4 as Lawrence tries to crash over, but it's a bit one-dimensional from the Bulls. They're on the last tackle now. 0-0 here, 4 gone on the clock. Lilly to Gaskell. Gaskell runs on the power play to Fulton. Fulton's run is halted, but it's going to be a penalty here because someone has gone high on Zach Fulton. It's Jesse Senilafeo who's gone high. Referee Cameron Worsley, who's officiating in his 6th Bradford game of the season. He says that's a penalty for high contact, so it will be Bradford who tap the ball. They don't want to go for 2 early points here. They're going to try and potentially go for 4 or 6. Hallis tackle 1. Along the line here to Gaskell. Gaskell, sweeping move to Lilly. Lilly once again drops the ball off there to Apo. Apo's brought down by Alex Foster. Ball goes back down in centre field here now with Lilly to Doro. Doro's caught above the shoulder, but the officials say that one's A-OK. Good defence there from Eddie Batty, as Bradford now try to go out a dummy half, but it's another penalty in front of the post because Aribi Doro's been pushed in his attempt to play the ball. So 2 early penalties that have gone the way of the Bulls here, right in front of the post, and Eamon O'Carroll is just saying he will take 2 points now, and this will be the game's first points. We've had 6 minutes gone on the clock here at Olympic Legacy Park, and we've just seen a little bit of indiscipline there creeping into Sheffield's game, and that is down to the pressure, the speed of the play of the ball. Bradford up in the tempo at the ruck, Sheffield not able to deal with that.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned big name players at the start of this game, and Sheffield have done the hard work there, and then Jesse Senilafeo probably guilty of trying too hard. He's had two hits so far, and both of them his arms are going everywhere, and he's been pulled for a high tackle on the last when the tackle's already complete. It's a proper coach killer, so that's frustrating. Bradford take the first points. I think Jordan could probably knock this over with his left foot. He's just about to slot it through the middle, and he does. So yeah, not ideal there. I feel Sheffield have done the hard work, and then they find themselves 2 points down and the ball back in Bradford's hands.
Well, Bradford lead Sheffield Eagles early doors here, so it's the first points this afternoon on West Yorkshire Radio Bulls TV. Make the game call the Gledhill, Jimmy Mack. And Featherstone taking an early 4-0 lead at Haywood Road against Swinton Lions. So Sheffield Eagles 0, Bradford Bulls 2 here. 5 minutes gone on the clock. Kick predictor was turned on. It was at 100%. Lilly 9 from 9 last weekend, as we see Jaden Ockimbaugh deal with a very difficult, troublesome restart from the Eagles. But this time, Bradford don't make the error, they don't make the mistake, and they're wrapped up 10 away from their own try line to the left of centre field as they move it back down the middle channel with Jaden Myers here, as he's brought down on the 20-metre line. So they're in centre field here, the Bradford Bulls. And York have taken an early 2-0 lead against the Widnes Vikings as Lee Gaskell drops the shoulder, runs straight into Tyler Dickinson. Also involved in that 2-man tackle was James Glover, who has an impressive try haul of 11 tries this season. Here goes Aribi Doro. He mixes it up down the middle with Guaze and Senilafeo. There's a lot of muscularity on show there. They're 5 shy of halfway. They're inside the Eagles half as Gaskell gives it to Fulton. Fulton offloads the ball back to Holmes. Ball's gone backward. Tyranot recovers possession. He's going to run up and he's going to be brought down there by Dickinson. And also involved in that tackle is Corey Ashton. And the referee, Cameron Worsley, is going to say that has come off a Sheffield Eagles hand when Bradford offloaded the ball and Holmes juggled with it, facing his own line. So tackle count resets as it goes along the line from Lilly. Now to Hallis. 3-man tackle from the white-shirted Eagles, who are playing in a very commemorative 40th anniversary strip here this afternoon, as we see Apo on that left edge, wrapped up by Guaze. Good defence from Wellham involved in that tackle. tackle. So 7 gone on the clock. It is Sheffield 0, Bradford 2, as we see Lily link with Gaskell along the line to Fulton. Fulton's through a gap past Senny Lefeo. Inside support from Hobbs. Hobbs back to Myers, and Myers is in. Myers towards the line. He's still going. Can he get it down? Last grass defence though from the Sheffield Eagles. 3 desperate, tenacious defenders. Ben Jones, Bishop, Matty Marsh and James Glover stopping young Jaden Myers from grounding the ball. It looked for all the world it was a try as the Eagles defence had shifted too far across. Bradford now 10 out. Going over on the other side now with Romain Franco, the former Wakefield man who's wrapped up 5 away. And that's the last tackle for the Bulls here. They lead the Eagles 2-0 as Lily gives the ball along the line to Gaskell, and Gaskell will just pump one up here, targeting Dawson Jones, who juggles the ball, and it's another penalty to the Bradford Bulls, because there's been an escort off the ball, and it's, James Glover is just knocking ball off the ball. So 3 penalties to 0 here, and now Bradford more pressure on this Sheffield line. They're not going to go for 2 points again. They're going to run it as Gaskell taps the ball 10 metres out, 15 to the right-hand side of the post. Lawrence wrapped up there by Senny Lefeo on tackle 1. The 5 away now from the Eagles try line as Gaskell along the line now to Lilly, to Hallas. Hallas will meet his former teammate Halafihi, 10 out underneath the post in a centre field position. Up now to Lawrence. Bradford having a lot of dominance early doors in this game, this possession and territory. Can they make it count on the scoreboard? As up now misses out Gaskell and goes himself, but he's gone down the cul-de-sac and he's wrapped up there by some hungry Eagles defence as we see Tyler Dickinson and Halafihi come across and shut down that particular route to the line. Lily now over on the fast-hand side to Holmes, to Appo bus clear. Appo towards the line, thought about the pass on the outside, keeps hold of possession. They're on the last here. Romain Franco darts out a dummy half on the power play. His run is halted. 4 Sheffield Eagles get back. Listen to the noise here at Olympic Legacy Park. Good goal line scrambling defence from Simon Brown and Keith Senior's side. We have had 8 minutes on the clock and it remains Sheffield 0, Bradford 2.
Yeah, another really good set. You know, all the pressure on Sheffield here, they've done really well to keep him out there. That'll be a little bit of motivation and hopefully a little bit of wind behind the Sheffield sails now as they try and make their way up the field.
Sheffield have possession with Ryan Miller, the former Bradford Widnes man. Second spell here in South Yorkshire for Ryan Miller. And Bradford's defence muscling up here, trying to restrict any momentum that Sheffield are trying to wrestle back as Senny Lefeo does well, draws in Fulton. Myers offloads the ball to Ben Jones Bishop, who's wrapped up now by Gaskell and Hallas, and it's the last tackle for the Eagles. So Halafihi to Ashton. Ashton's caught late by Doro. Ashton's gone down. Referee has a look and says no, but Doro's come off second worst. So Doro's gone straight down, and the referee, Cameron Worsley's going to have to stop the clock here because Doro's down in a lot of pain. Bradford moving the ball 30 out from their own line. Now 10 shy of halfways. Tafua makes 10 metres, and we're about to see the clock stopped again, I think, here because Aribi Doro's down in a lot of pain. And the officials are saying the challenge on Doro on Aston was legal, it was fair, but Doro has come off worse because he certainly put his body into it, and a bit of a concern here because Doro's flat out on his back and the Bradford Bulls medicals team, including the doctor, are on the field here.
Yeah, it just reminded me of that FA Cup final from years ago where Gaza goes in late on Des Walker and comes off worse off because I'm not sure how the officials have missed that. It was definitely late. It was not around the head. It was nothing malicious in it, and I can't work out how he's hurt himself, to be quite honest. But he's not the sort of lad who'll go down without something serious wrong with him. So big worries for Bradford here because this is undoubtedly, as we've touched on before, one of the most important players on the field.
Well, Aribi Doro's down receiving medical treatment. Just over 10 minutes gone here this afternoon on West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV. Well, Eamon O'Carroll was very pleased with 6 points from 8 a real positive last 4 games, even including that narrow 22-21 defeat at Odsal to Featherstone, and he's glad that he's been allowed to allow his players an extended weekend off after a long gruelling season, and he thinks that will aid Bradford this afternoon, bringing an air of freshness to his Bradford side in certainly a game that is full of risk and reward. Certainly a relaxed week has allowed Bradford to solely focus on themselves in this big crunch fixture against fellow top 6 hostful Sheffield Eagles, and not quite season defining, you feel, for Bradford, but they do have a more of an advantage over the Sheffield Eagles in terms of their position. But it is Aribi Doro who's down here, and he's been down now for around 4 minutes, so it looks to be a very, very serious injury. Well, just to recap what happened yesterday, it was Barrow 24, Toulouse 36 in the Championship. It's currently Batley 0, Doncaster 4, Halifax and Dewsbury 0-0. It's Swinton 0, Featherstone Rovers 4. It's Wakefield and Whitehaven 0-0. Darryl Powell's made a lot of changes for Wakefield this afternoon, and there's a big shot coming in from Norton Park. It's Widnes 0, York 8. So York have gone back-to-back in quick succession, and they lead Alan Coleman's Vikings by 8 points to 0. We'll tell you at the end of this afternoon what that means for the Championship table, but at this moment in time, Doncaster have just kicked another penalty, so it's 4 points to 0 there. And London are leading Huddersfield in the Super League, 6 points to 0. Well, for those that are listening, we'll let you know when the Aribi Doro is back up and he's just still down. Just a quick 30-second plug for tomorrow. The full 80 minutes is back.
Yeah, we're very hopeful. We're going to have a very special guest tomorrow. Don't want to say too much because it's not locked in just yet, but we could be in for a big show and a real in-depth look at this person's time in Super League. I'm not going to say whether he was a player or a coach, but it could be a really, really good show. We like to get into the nuts and bolts of everything, and we'll be putting some real deep questions, and I'm sure we'll get some real honest answers. I think it'll be a great listen.
Aribi Doro looks like he will play no further part here. He is being led from the field by the Bradford physio and medical team here. He is walking really, really slow. Looks like he does have some discomfort, but he is at least leaving the field himself. So Aribi Doro leaves the field and Eben Sker will come on. So 2 homegrown players out there on the field for the Bradford Bulls, who started this game this afternoon with 7 non-UK players. Well, the game has been stopped now for a good 5 minutes, and we're just waiting for Aribi Doro to leave the field. We'll certainly let you know what's up with Aribi, but I think it's probably... it's difficult to say, but he is walking very, very slowly, very, very gingerly. He might be winded by how he was landed on that tackle with Corey Aston. So Aribi Doro goes straight down the tunnel. I don't think he's going to play any further part. That puts pressure now on Bradford's interchanges and how and when they use them. So the 5 shy of halfway here with Eben Sker, who gets a quick play of the ball in, and now it's Gaskell to Fulton. Fulton wins a penalty because someone's been caught high again, and it's 4 penalties to 0 now in favour of the Bradford Bulls. And just when Bradford have lost to Aribi Doro, Jimmy, you don't want moral discipline on tackle 4, which now takes Bradford deep in the Eagles' half.
No, I'm afraid to say it's Jesse Senolafeo again, but it doesn't help him. When he goes into contact and his limbs are everywhere and his hair's bouncing around, and it always looks worse than it is. I'm not sure there's much in that, but again, it's just as the unfortunate incident with Aribi Doro's took the sting out of their game for Sheffield. They're going compound more pressure on themselves with another very sloppy penalty.
So 4th penalty of the afternoon. All have gone the way of the Bulls in their electric sky blue away jersey here. So on West Yorkshire Radio, still Jordan Lilly's penalty goal after 5 minutes the difference. The game's not really been able to get into a sort of settled rhythm at the minute because you had the lengthy injury for Chris Wellham and then Doro's gone down. But it is Bradford on the attack looking for the first try of the afternoon. Lawrence tackled too. He's wrapped up there by Guaze and Halafihi just to the left-hand side of the post. Ott along the line now to Lilly. Lilly lays it down the middle to Eben Sker. Sker's caught on the shoulder. 5 out underneath the post. It's certainly bruising and physical out there on the field as he gets to play the ball in. And now it's going to be Hallis as a battering ram. And he's over the line. It's Hallis. Cameron Worsley points the finger. Momentum has taken him into the in-goal area, past the Eagles defenders of Eddie Batty and Ben Jones-Bishop, and that is a crucial try as the Bulls get the first try of the afternoon, and that has come after that Sheffield Eagles indiscipline. And Hallis, he doesn't score many, but he'll enjoy that one. His only previous try of the 2024 season was the match-winning try against Keighley in the 1895 Cup group game back in February. It's Sheffield 0, Bradford 6. Hallis' second try of the season, and Jordan Lilly's conversion attempt will be around 5 metres to the right-hand side.
Yeah, two big carries off Eben Skir in that set. You know, as this game changes and head-high tackles become so prevalent, the build of Eben Skir is just absolutely perfect, and that's backed up by Sam Hallis doing the same. Jesse's tried to wrap him up, and he's just bounced through him and rolled over the line. It's a very important score, and they've been punished. 4 penalties to none. You know, you can't do that. We know this is going to be a tight game, and with a penalty count like that, you're not going to get away with it.
Jordan Lilly then from at the side of the post. He gives Bradford a crucial 2-score lead here. 16 minutes gone on the clock. Sheffield 0, Bradford 8. West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV. And it is Dan Abram who has given Swinton the lead against Featherstone. Swinton 6, Featherstone 4. Well, Alan Kilshaw has certainly got Featherstone Rovers on the rack there in the opening exchanges. So, via the boot of Corey Aston, had a loan spell at Bradford in 2017. He will kick straight downtown to Eben Skir, who immediately returns serve, and he's brought down 10 away underneath his own post. So Lilly now 2 from 2 to back up the 9 from 9 against Dewsbury and the 3 from 3 against Doncaster, kicking at over 80%. One of the Championship's leading marksmen when it comes to conversion attempts, as we now see Lilly involve Apo, who's brought down there by Wellerman Foster, 2 of the 8 former Bradford men, as Up goes scampering out a dummy half, and he's going to be wrapped up there in a crunch and bunch tackle from Eddie Batty and Tyler Dickinson. So Bradford on the restart here. They might kick early in the count on 4, which they do from Gaskell. Gaskell, though, has gone straight down the throat of Grand Final Challenge Cup World Club Challenge winner with the Leeds Rhinos, Ben Jones-Bishop, who was a try scorer last weekend against Toulouse in that 32-12 defeat. So he will get Sheffield 10 shy of halfway, and now Gaskell's just going to jump straight out of the line and wrap up former Bradford and Hull man Matty Dawson-Jones. They're on tackle number 3 on halfway here with James Glover. Ball's been stolen. Eben Skir's just had a little bit of a rake there. So, ironic cheers from the Sheffield faithful in this sellout crowd. That is the first penalty that has gone the way of the Eagles, and immediately now Bradford will be forced to do a bit of defending. So, Bradford, they lead here by 8 points to 0. 17 minutes gone on the clock. Wakefield have taken an early 4-0 lead at home against Whitehaven as we wait for Sheffield to tap the ball in the correct spot. Halafihi's just gone a little bit early, so the clock will be stopped. He'll go right to the mark, 10 metres in from touch, 20 away from the Bradford line, and now the Eagles looking to get on the scoreboard and break down some of Bradford's impressive resilience in defence. They've not conceded a try, as we said, in those 3 halves, as we now see Tyler Dickinson give the ball to Eddie Batty. He's wrapped up tackle 2. Halafihi to Gwaze, the Zimbabwean, the former Wakefield London Halifax man, wrapped up there by Lawrence and Apo. 5 away from the Bradford line. Halafihi now to Aston, along the line to Marsh. Marsh chimes in, but his run is halted by Hallis and Fulton. And Sheffield now, with a tackle remaining on this set, on tackle 4, they find themselves 2 away from the Bradford line. Halafihi to Seni Lafaya. The former Castleford man's got the ball down short of the line, say the officials. And that's the last tackle. They're over from Halafihi, but he's dropped the ball in the act of scoring. Jaden Ockingbourne, Jaden Myers, Sam Hallis, all stood the ground. Sheffield's fourth error of the afternoon, a crucial one at that, because it gives Bradford a 6-tackle set from the 20, and already they're on tackle number 1, and they are 15 shy of halfway on this right-hand side. So Sheffield 0, Bradford 8 here. And they've gone further in front of the York Knights. Mark Applegarth with a 2-point penalty conversion. It's now Widnes 0, York 10. And that's not good for Sheffield, because if Sheffield lose this one and they win, they're out of the playoffs as Tyrone Ott goes over from dummy half. Inside pass to Holmes. Holmes has juggled it towards the line. He can't take it in. It's picked off by Aston. Aston in turn gives it to Miller, and Miller's wrapped up on what is a 0 tackle. Now for the Eagles, 30 away from the line. And oh my word, the pass from Ott. Well, it was like it was heading towards the resus chamber at the BRI, because it went high and looped, and it's had to go direct into the breadbasket, and Holmes is over underneath the post. We won't be too critical of Tyrone Ott, but that's a huge chance that's gone begging for the Bulls, and now they will concede another penalty, because there is high contact on Jesse Senilafea. Sheffield 0, Bradford 8, 20 gone.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great break, and the pass isn't great, but if Tom Holmes catches that ball, and he had 3 goes at doing it, it's a try. So that is a let-off, a big let-off by the ex-Sheffield player there. And now, before we know it, Sheffield, good ball. This is a big set. I'm disappointed we didn't get a repeat set on the last. I thought we could have done with another one just to get a bit of possession and stop having to work so hard in defence. So I think if Sheffield can go back-to-back here, at least they can start to balance this game out. But here we go, Mick. It's a big chance.
Sheffield now 5 away from the Bradford line. They'll play the ball with Alex Foster. Halafi, dummy half to Marsh. In front of the post with Gwazi. Now to Aston. To Wellham. Wellham can't get past Myers, but he offloads the ball back towards Aston. Now in centre field. Harlem Globetrotter stuff. There's Gwazi finally wrapped up. They've lost a couple of metres. The 10 away. Underneath the post. Halafi to Senilafea. He's trying to bundle his way towards the line. The Kiwi stopped 2 metres out. 1 tackle left as Aston has come up with the ball. It's picked up by Ockimbo, and Jaden Ockimbo against Chris Wellham. No one's catching Ockimbo. Jaden Ockimbo, he'll go 100 metres. Goodbye. And on a fine margin has this game turned back in Bradford's favour. Sheffield, we said they looked a little bit too adventurous, Jimmy, throwing it around. And that's the risk you run. You throw a wayward pass, it's picked up by Ockimbo. His 7th try of the season, on his 13th appearance in the red, amber and black. And that has further extended Bradford's lead. 12-0.
Yeah, I mean, I've just said it. Even a repeat set there for Sheffield would have been great, and they've forced it. They don't need to force it at this stage, and Sheffield love to play expansive, and they love to play what they see, but sadly that wasn't the right time to do it, and they've paid the price. That is a big score for Bradford, and I would suggest, how long have we got till half time? We've probably got plenty of time for Sheffield to get back in this game, but this is a big 10 minutes now, Mick. I think Sheffield have got to show some serious resilience. They need the next try. It really is as simple as that.
Well, we've just hit the 20-minute mark here. So 20 to go to half-time, and it's been a very productive, dominant first quarter period from the Bradford Bulls. Lilly with that early penalty after Sheffield ill-discipline, and then we saw Hallis using brute force to move his way over past the Sheffield A and B markers on the line, and he touched down. And then we've just seen a very fine... Well, you're talking small percentages here. Anyway, Jordan Lilly will attempt the conversion attempt, 5 metres in, points. And credit to Chris Wellham rolling back the years, putting on the chase, forcing Ockimbo to go towards the corner. Those 2 crucial points could be crucial for Sheffield come the end, but who knows? We've got 18 to go to half-time. Bradford on tackle 3 have moved the ball on the left-hand side, but they've done so in such a fashion that Tom Holmes has come up with an error. Bradford's 3rd error of the afternoon. And when we spoke to Keith Senior Simon Brown earlier on this week, you know, they've stressed they're not going to let excuses get in the way of a push for the playoffs. You know, long-time top four hopeful Sheffield now in danger of missing out completely, and they've asked for their side to show resolve, resilience, because the Eagles know they are in a dogfight with Featherstone, with Widnes, with York, with Bradford for a place in the 6. So Sheffield now looking to narrow the deficit, because, as we say, we've got 18 minutes to go to half-time, and it's Sheffield 0, Bradford 12. Alafihi towards Batty, and the ball's been lost on contact from Jaden Okinbaugh. Well, it's not Jaden Okinbaugh, it's Kevin Appo, apologies, who's come running across, and he's just come in there because he's just come on the field as Mitch Clark. It's a 5th error from the Eagles and another missed opportunity. 17 to go to half-time. Sheffield 0, Bradford 12.
Yeah, again, Sheffield have got a chance there to just put a bit of pressure on Bradford and just try and keep them down their end for a bit, and they've just come up with a sloppy error again, not a great pass, and Mitch Clark can't keep hold of it. So let's see, big set from Sheffield here. If they can keep Bradford pinned back, we can get the ball back and a score before our time will really throw this game back up in the air.
Huddersfield have drawn level, 6-6 between them and the Broncos. Swinton 12, Featherstone 4 at Haywood Road. Bradford now have had the ball stolen. Well, Titus Gwazi, right in front of the official Cameron Worsley, has stolen the ball. Jesse Senilafea involved in that tackle. So 5 penalties to 2 now. And that has come after Tom Holmes made the error. Bradford defended well. They forced the error off the interchange forward Mitch Clark, who's just come on for the Eagles. And now all of a sudden, Sheffield defending inside their own half, Bradford having a full set of 6 to go here. So 15 minutes to go to half-time here on West Yorkshire Radio, syndicated coverage with Bulls TV in 2024. As we see Romain Franco take tackle number 1, Lawrence tackle 2. Bradford 40 away from the Sheffield line in front of the post, as we now see Tyron Ott go out a dummy half, taking the line on, and he'll make 10, 12 valuable metres there. Well, the former North Sydney Bears man, who's been caught on the forehead by Mitch Clark, who gets up a little bit gingerly, a little bit groggy, but Lilly now darts into that attacking line, and he's easily dealt with on that occasion by Vila Halafihi. Bradford, a tackle left after this one from Eben Skur. He's 20 metres out right in front of the post, and that's the last tackle for the Bulls. Gaskell's calling for the ball on this short side. Ott goes towards Gaskell, so Gaskell gets it, kicks towards Okinbaugh, Glover's under pressure, so too Dawson-Jones, but no sooner has Matty Dawson-Jones taken that one from the air, and his luminous pink-coloured boots have hit the 4G surface here. He is absolutely smothered there by Zach Fulton, and Bradford now defending and putting that defensive squeeze on the Sheffield Eagles. As we said, Bradford's game plan this afternoon to target, to frustrate the Sheffield attack with that energy and defensive effort, restrict Sheffield's momentum and their ability to control the tempo of the game, as we now see Sheffield move the ball expansively over on that right-hand side once again between Marsh, Foster and Wellham, who takes the tackle 5 shy of halfway, and an early kick here from Matty Marsh will split Holmes and Myers. Myers will take it 5 away from his own try line, and is immediately going to be brought down there by Glover and Dawson-Jones. 15 out on tackle 1, so not a bad kick there from Matty Marsh. That turns around the Bradford Bulls. So Holmes now takes it from Gaskell, who was an acting half, and Tom Holmes, who had that loan spell here in 2022, where he's made 23 appearances and 7 tries for the Eagles. He's back home or thereabouts. And Bradford now 20 away from their own line. Just one of those sets of 6 where you have to roll your sleeves up and just do the hard yards forward, as Zach Fulton makes 10 metres. Lilly out of dummy half now to Myers. Ashton though tracks Myers, wraps Myers up with the help of Senilafea. Bradford on the last tackle, and this is probably the first set of 6 where Sheffield have got on top of Bradford in this game thus far. We've got 12 minutes to go to half-time. 12-0, the Bulls lead. They've lost the ball at the back of the Eagles. They've kept it going, but referee Cameron Worsley is going to say that did not touch Ryan Miller. Well, it looked like It had come off a Sheffield Eagles leg. Bradford recovered with Franco. They're going to say it's just the bounce of the ball. I think Sheffield have got away with one there. It's Sheffield 0, Bradford 12.
Yeah, I think we have got away with one, but you need a little bit of luck in this game, and the question is, can we capitalise on it? Big set. Jesse tries to... Oh, he has done. He's got the ball away. Corey Aston in possession. Releases the Rolls-Royce, Ben Jones-Bishop. And this is now a really big set for Sheffield. Let's see if he can put some pressure on. Keep possession.
Ben Jones-Bishop plays the ball 5 inside the Bradford half. Kyle Wood, the former Huddersfield, Wakefield, Halifax man's come on for Halifax. And as we said now, they're up in the tempo, they're up in the speed, the Eagles. Another interchange player's come on, Oliver Roberts. As Bradford now are forced to defend on the short side, as Sonny Lafayette is felled there by Fulton, Ott and Myers. They're on the last now, though, the Eagles. 20 away, crossfield kick, looking for Miller. Ball's gone back from Miller, and the Eagles are in with Alex Foster. It was Corey Ashton's magic boot. Crossfield kick. Miller palmed it back to Wellham. Wellham drew in the Bulls' defence, which was Tafua and also Franco. And then it was Alex Foster, who from 2 metres out took the ball in. It's a crucial try for Sheffield, because we've got 11 minutes to go to half-time, and it's Bradford 12, Sheffield 4, and at long last, Bradford's defensive line has been breached, and it's a good, well-worked try there. Corey Aston emulating his father there with those crossfield kicks from seasons past. And now Corey Aston is going to attempt the conversion attempt. It's just to the right-hand side of the post here. Bradford just ran out of numbers on that defensive line. And look at this for a scoreline. Batley 0, Doncaster 10. They've got a few sin bins in that game. So, chance now for Corey Aston to potentially put this one over and lock us up at a 6-point game here. Foster against his former club. Never actually played for Bradford because Bradford ended up in administration, but Rowan Smith did sign him back in the 2016 season. I remember going to Tongue and interviewing Alex Foster. That's how close and how done it was. So Corey Aston to the right-hand side of the post. It is Sheffield Eagles 6. Bradford Bulls 12, West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV. This one is delivering the entertainment, the drama, the tension. 10 to go to half-time. Crucial try for the Eagles.
Yeah, well, I mean, what a change of momentum. It looked for all day about Bradford. We're going to get the ball in the dangerous area. A decision goes Sheffield way, and they capitalise on it. A lovely kick on the last play, and Ryan Miller giving away a foot to his opposite number, out jumps him, flicks the ball back, and Alex Foster, who had no doubt was going to have a big game today, he's looking at suspension for probably the rest of the season now. So he's come up with a big play there and a really important score for Sheffield.
So just under 10 minutes to go to half-time here at Olympic Legacy Park. The big Bradford travelling support just stunned into a momentary silence here, and it's all the Eagles supporters. And as we said, it's come off the back of those quick-fire interchanges. Mitch Clark first, then Kyle Wood, then Oliver Roberts. Well, we're seeing Dan Smith come on the field now for Bradford, and let's not forget Aribi Doro had to leave the field in the 10th minute, and that has put pressure on Bradford's interchange options as Ollie Roberts now finds Clark now to Jones-Bishop down the middle, and he'll make 5 metres further up inside the Bradford half. Eagles on the restart here, tackle 4, 1 left to go. Kyle Wood misses out Sonny Lafayette through the dummy, goes down the middle, the direct route with Clark, who's offloaded back to Wood. Wood's put the fending on skirt, but Fulton comes across and wraps him up. They're on the last tackle now. Wood will play the ball. Marsh acting half. Now to Aston. He'll target Holmes and Ockimbaugh. Holmes takes that one, but you've got to be fearless at this level. No sooner has Holmes taken that one, Glover and Dawson-Jones wrap him up. Sheffield Eagles 6. Bradford Bulls 12 here in the Betfred Championship as we reach round number 23. Just 3 to go after this afternoon's FOD as we see Tafua playing the ball, 30 out from his own try line, and Franklin Pelly has come on the field as well here as Dan Smith, Eamon's second interchange of the afternoon, and this first half is brought down 10 shy of halfway. Here goes Franklin Pelly. 5 tries in his last 5 games and he's made 15, 20 metres forward. Franklin Pelly has taken 4 Sheffield Eagles defenders out of that line, but it is the last tackle, and Bradford will kick from just inside the Eagles half as Gaskell puts boot to ball, targets Jones Bishop. Myers coming alongside Gaskell, and Jones Bishop though has found the support of Dawson Jones, and Dawson Jones is herring away. Good try-saving tackle from Holmes. Skur comes across and wraps him up. He's 5 inside the Bradford half of the field. Bradford have to quickly set their defensive structure here because the Eagles are certainly coming. Although the ball has skiddled out of dummy half, it's gone behind everybody. Chased by Ott, picked up by Ben Jones-Bishop, who now turns defence into attack, and he's 20 metres out here. There's 3 tackles left for the white-shirted Eagles. Aston to Gwaze. You just got to question Bradford's mental resolve and focus here. They're being put under the pump. Kyle Wood along the line to Marsh. Former York man, many famous battles with Bradford over the years. 1 left, they're on tackle 4. They're literally on top of the Bulls line now. 10 away. Ball goes back to Aston, to Roberts. Oliver Roberts though draws in that support. Second phase play from the Eagles being absolutely crucial here, although that is a very flat end of set move there by the Eagles, because Corey Ashton, rather than passing it along the line towards Senny Lafleur, Glover and Dawson Jones, has just kicked it straight down towards Jaden Ockimbaugh, and he has recovered possession for the Bradford Bulls. And now there's some stupidness from Titus Gwaze. He's just lifted Tafua up above the horizontal. That is dumb rugby league from the Eagles. All that pressure relieved just by that stupid play, and now penalty to Bradford, 20 out from their own line, and that's just going to advance Bradford up the field.
Yeah, another silly penalty. I think this is what happens at a team who's unconfident and things aren't going their way. You can't be doing that. They've really got Bradford on the ropes there. Brilliant break from Ben Jones-Bishop, gets them up the field. I didn't mind the last kick-off, Corey. It wasn't brilliant, but at least it's kept him pinned in, and a good defensive set there would have set him up for another good chance before the end of the break. But now Sheffield on the back foot as Dan Smith.
Yeah, Dan Smith just lost the ball there under a tackle from Kyle Wood. Bradford's 4th error of this game, and that will give Sheffield head and feet at the scrum, 5 inside the Eagles half.
Yeah, it's just as you think someone slipped up, the other team let him back in. It's getting a little bit sloppy. There's a bit of fatigue kicking in. An uncharacteristic error from Dan Smith there, and Sheffield, again, get the ball back, and this time they do need a good set. They need to really. The referee's just resetting the scrum there.
Yeah, there's a bit of pushing and shoving at the scrum between Eben Skur and Senny Lafleur. It's still Swinton 12, Featherstone 4, Wakefield 18, Whitehaven 0, and it's still Widnes 0, York 10. So that currently puts Sheffield in 7th outside of the playoffs for the first time this season. What can Sheffield do? Because we've got 3.5 minutes to go to half-time here, and they're moving the ball in the sunshine over on the far-stand side with Chris Wellham, who's going to get to his feet and play the ball. Woods in at dummy half to Marsh. Marsh now to Gwaze, along the line to Aston. Aston takes the line on. He's going to be run and halted by Gaskell. Gaskell's appealing for a knock-on. Ball's gone backwards, say the officials, so he'll get to his feet. He'll play the ball. Senny Lafleur out of dummy half, and the former Manly man plays a very scrappy ball. Now in centre field with Ashton to Clark. Twisting, turning, trying to smuggle the ball out of the back, and that's been killing the Bulls, causing them huge errors and problems offloading the ball, as Sheffield now on the last tackle, trying to pitch run with Kyle Wood. They've gone straight direct towards the post, and that run is halted, and with 2.5 to go to half time, it remains Sheffield 6, Bradford Bulls 12. Half time at Mount Pleasant. It's Batley 0, Doncaster 16, who are not giving up the ghost yet or chase of a potential playoff spot. So Bradford now, I think they'll be happy to just go into the sheds at half-time with this very narrow advantage, as we say. Sheffield's clumsiness and errors and ill-discipline ultimately have given Bradford a lot of field position and the majority of their points. So Tafua goes over on that left-hand side. Ockenbaugh in possession, wrapped up there by Roberts and Guaze, and now Eben Skur going to hairs his way into this white-shirted Sheffield defensive line, and he's 20 shy of halfway here on tackle 4. One left for the Bulls as Dan Smith for big strong collision between Smith, Seni Lafayette and Clark. You heard that slap here at the back of the main stand. Cameron Worsley has his arm in the air. Last tackle. Gaskell boot to ball, finds touch. Does he? No, he doesn't. Ben Jones-Bishop comes across and decides the Eagles want to carry on playing, of which there is 90 seconds left in this first half as Sheffield look to potentially narrow the gap on the cusp of the half-time hooter sounding. It's Sheffield 6, Bradford 12. Hallis and Ockenbaugh the tries for the Bulls. Foster for the Eagles. They're on halfway here with Miller. He'll get a quick play of the ball in. Wood now to Wellham. Wellham runs a little bit lateral, straightens up. He's 35 out now. And another quick play of the ball. See Sheffield now putting all the pressure on Bradford in the closing ends of this half. Guazi's wrapped up, 20 away, hooter imminent. Last tackle play here. Ben Jones-Bishop has it. Ben Jones-Bishop runs it to Aston, to Seni Lafayette, to Dawson Jones. And with the hooter imminent, although he's put a foot in touch as Dawson Jones, the try will not count. Oh! And it's flared up now in back play because Dawson Jones, he's gone for Tom Holmes and Tyron Ott, and I'm not quite sure what's caused that flare up, but a foot in touch will see Dawson Jones denied try number 15 of the season. Are they saying forward pass? Well, the touch just put the flag up, Jimmy. You don't put a flag up for forward passes. He's saying foot in touch. Dawson Jones has put the foot in touch. Try disallowed. Hooter sounds. But we still have the flare up, the stink to sort out with the players coming and rushing together. And it will be Cameron Worsley who will speak to Corey Aston and Jordan Lilly here. Well, the hooter has gone. Penalty now to the Bradford Bulls for something that Sheffield did after that no try call. So 7-2 the penalty count in favour of the Bulls in this first half. Well, the touch judge put the flag up. Foot in touch is the call. We'll try and clarify that at half-time. Lee Gaskell's just going to drill the ball into touch, and that is half-time here. So it ends on a bit of a controversial note. Sheffield supporters not happy. Will be stuck on 26, and whoever wins here will potentially open up a 4-point gap over Featherstone. There's still a long, long way to go in that one at Hayward Road, but Alan Kilshaw and Swinton looking to clip Featherstone, and Doncaster have gone in early at the start of the second half, going down the slope. Batley, who were at Barnacard Odsal against the Bulls next week, they now trail 22-0. So Foster tackle 2. Sheffield 25 out from their own line, first set of 6 right at the start of this second half. We've had 20 seconds gone as Titus Guaze plays the ball. Wood out a dummy half now towards Roberts to Clark, and Bradford starting with a bit of intent and purpose. You've just got to ask how much, if Aribidoro doesn't come back on the field, how much that will take out of Bradford's energy, and clearly there will be fatigue from the Bulls in the last 10 minutes or so. It's been a bruising encounter so far as Corey Aston puts boot to ball on the last. Holmes takes that one with an arch back, 10 away from his line, up to the 20, up to the 30. He's going to be brought down 15 shy of halfway by the former Halifax man Kyle Wood on tackle 1. So Sheffield 6, Bradford 12, West Yorkshire Radio, Sunday afternoon Championship Rugby League, and Myers is going to be brought down 5 shy of halfway after a 10-metre gain on tackle number 2. It's going to be Holmes in there at dummy half. This feeds the ball there to one of Bradford's big men, which is Jaden Ockenbaugh, who goes striding into the Eagles half of the field as Franklin Pelly bounces off Wellham, bounces off Roberts, and it finally takes Matty Marsh, who goes for the legs to wrap up Franklin Pelly, but he's 30 away from the line, and Alex Foster's held on in the tackle and he's put pressure on the face of Franklin Pelly. It's a penalty right in front of the post. Jordan Lilly's already eyeing up the potential 2 points, but he's going to decline them, I do believe. Referee Cameron Worsley stops the clock. Franklin Pelly has lost his boot in that tackle, and you've already just seen the impact that Franklin Pelly brings to this Bradford side. 4 Sheffield Eagles defenders scuttling back, trying to stop him, and Bradford now, it looks like they will kick to touch and have a full set on the Eagles line.
Yeah, good start for Bradford. That's what they'll be looking for. I think, I'm sure they've been told at half-time if they can get this next try, and then they can just let Lee Gaskell manage the game out. But are they going for 2, Mick?
Yeah. It appeared they were going to kick to touch, but, Jordan's decided, I think after a bit of a pause with the clock stopped with Franklin Pelly putting the boot on, he's decided he's going to try and restore Bradford's 2-score lead.
Yeah, I don't know what the kick predictor's saying, but I'd say this is probably a 70% chance. I don't think he'll miss from here.
Well, I'll tell you something. I've put a plagiarism claim in against Sky Sports, because we've had the kick predictor for 10 years here on West Yorkshire Radio, Pulse Radio, BCB, and now all of a sudden Sky Sports have decided to copy us. But Jordan Lilly from 30 metres out, the kick predictor's saying 74%. Can Jordan Lilly kick a crucial 2 points for the Bulls? Yes, he can. Sheffield Eagles 6, Bradford Bulls 14. And I think it's fair to say all Bradford's points thus far, Jimmy, have come off the back of Sheffield penalties and errors.
Yeah, Sheffield starting the second half away. They started the first with just a silly penalty. It's just coach killer. But they'll probably be happy that they didn't run the ball there, because Bradford score there, and it really is an uphill battle. But still only 2 tries in it, and we know what Sheffield are capable of. They've got plenty of match winners in that team.
Ashton gets the restart back underway. West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV. It's Mick and Jimmy as Ockenbaugh on the restart carries Bradford just outside their own 20-metre line. We've had 4 minutes gone in the second half. What's in there at dummy half now to Tafua, and the former Manly man is wrapped up by Clark, who goes on the shoulder. Sheffield living life a little bit dangerously here, close to the bone there, as Pelly puts the fend in the face of Foster. Pelly's going, Pelly's broken clear, he's still going, he's Pelly, he's made 50 metres, Franklin Pelly, and he's 20 metres out now. Well, Jason Hurst might want to just run on the field with that 2-year deal and try and get the signature, because Bradford now, after that Jordan Lilly penalty, are surging forward. Dan Smith finds Apo on the outside, and he's 15 away, and Smith's gone down in back play. Looks like he's holding the face here. Referee Cameron Worsley says it's a HIA, so Bradford have possession. 10 away from the Sheffield line, 10 to the left-hand side of the post, and Sheffield, a lot of work to do here. But Jimmy, well, that was almost like, well, it's difficult to describe. I mean, I'm probably showing my age here at 34 of Jonah Lomu in the 95 Rugby Union World Cup. This absolutely, I think it was it Will Hastings? I don't know, but anyway, that's what it was like. Yeah, it was Underwood.
Yeah, there's some big boys on this field today, but then you look at Franklin Pelly, and he's dwarfing everybody. He's massive, and you've got this 4G pitch which just plays to his strengths, because once he's planted his feet, there's no stopping him. He took 4 or 5 players out there in one go. He's had a huge impact. We said that Bradford losing Adibidoro was probably the one thing they didn't want to happen, but Franklin Pelly has come on, and he's 2 men, and he's doing the job of 2 men.
So time back on, play continues here with Eben Skur. 5 out, they're on the last tackle here, the Bulls. Tyron Ott gives it back to Smith, and Smith's over the line, but he's pushed back in the field of play. He's gone down underneath the post. He can't ground the ball. Good strong end there from Bradford. They didn't force a repeat set of 6, but they will turn over possession. 10 away from the Eagles' try line. Well, as we said, Franklin Pelly, he got the ball around 15 metres shy of halfway, put the fend on Alex Foster, went past Wellham, It was a very, very good 45-50 metre run there from Franklin Pelly, the former Parramatta Hull FC man, and now it's the turn of the Eagles to come at the Bulls as Oliver Roberts is playing the ball 10 shy of halfway. Mitch Clark makes 15 metres forward, and that's a dangerous tackle by Dan Smith on Mitch Clark. Someone's gone for the ankles according to the officials, and now the players will come together, and Jaden Myers is being singled out here by Cameron Worsley. Titus Guaze not happy with what's just happened there. I don't think it was deliberate, it was just accidental, and Mitch Clark, as we said, the ankle did bend in the tackle. He did have a lot of forward momentum, so the officials will take that into consideration. And Jaden Myers might be in a bit of hot water here. He wants to speak to Cameron Worsley and Jordan Lilly, and it is 10 minutes in the bin. Well, Jaden Myers becomes the 15th player that has been sent to the sin bin for the Bulls in 2024. That is obviously one of Bradford's Achilles heels that they'll want to try and shore up. And I'm going to defend Jaden Myers a little bit here, Jimmy. There's not much he could have done about that, really, because Mitch Clark has that forward momentum, and for all intents and purposes, he was going for the legs to tackle him.
Yeah, he's probably been a bit unfortunate, but either way, you know, we've already had a couple of decisions, 50-50s. Bradford still leading on a penalty count. Sheffield won't be complaining. They'll take it as Ollie Roberts powers the ball in, and this is a real chance. This is, you know, the one thing that Sheffield needed again was something like this, just to see if they can get back in this game.
Sheffield now a full set on the Bradford line. We've had 7 gone in this second half. 33 minutes left. It's Sheffield 6, Bradford 14. Back-to-back penalties now to the Eagles because Franklin Pelly has not cleared the ruck. I was just about to say, after that penalty, what Jordan Lilly converted for an extra 2 points. The penalty count was 8-2 in favour of the Bulls, and almost certainly we see the penalty counts even themselves up. So all of a sudden now 8-2 has turned into 8-4 as Sheffield now some concerted pressure on the Bradford line as Matty Marsh has gone without the ball. Picked up by Tyron Up, now to Fulton. Fulton's going to be well wrapped there by Ben Jones-Bishop, and Sheffield have come up with their 7th error of the game, and a crucial one after those back-to-back penalties. But Bradford do have that numerical disadvantage as we see the former Parramatta and Canterbury man Jaden Ockimore playing the ball on Bradford's 30-metre line. Here goes Tom Holmes out of dummy half, just alleviates that burden. Matty Marsh is down in back play here for the Eagles as they try and force Bradford into touch, and Jesse Senelifeya will force Tom Holmes into touch. So it's a mistake apiece. Sheffield will have head and feet at the scrum. 15 metres inside the Bradford half of the field. Matty Marsh down on his back, gets the thumbs up, the all clear. More Bradford Bulls defending to do here. Sheffield 6, Bradford 14. Elsewhere in the Championship, Widnes 0, York 10, and it's still Featherstone Rovers 4, Swinton Lions 16. And look at this, a cricket score between Wakefield and Whitehaven, 42-0, and Doncaster have got scored again, 26-0 against the Bulldogs. Well, let's just see what happens here, because they're going to have a full set, 35 out from the Bradford line as Oliver Roberts plays the ball. Wooding at dummy half now. It's going to go to Blake Broadbent, who had the 1895 Cup win for Sheffield when they beat Widnes back in 2019, the first season of the 1895 Cup. That's, of course, going to change again next year as we see Sheffield win another penalty here, and John Davis, who's just come on the field for the first time this afternoon. It's a tip tackle that's been penalised, and James Glover lifted above the horizontal according to the officials, and now Bradford have conceded 3 penalties in quick succession, and that now will add another advantage here to the Sheffield Eagles. So we've had 9 minutes gone in this second half as we see Oliver Roberts just bump into Corey Aston and nearly come up with a loose carry. So tackle 1, 20 out underneath the Bradford post. Big 40 minutes coming up for the Eagles and the Bulls as Guaze runs straight to Watt and Pele. Tackle 2, 15 out, centre field. Wood misses out, Roberts goes himself. He's still going, Kyle Rudd nearly over the line, but desperate defending from Smith and Pele once again. Sheffield, they're moving over on the left-hand side and they're underneath the post. but Cameron Worsley says no. Blake Broadbent has not grounded the ball, he's grounded it on the arm of Franklin Pelly as Aston kicks through. Well, Aston didn't need to do that. He's kicked into the in-goal area to Tom Holmes, but Sheffield have knocked the ball on. Well, that's a try-saving tackle there from Franklin Pelly because Blake Broadbent has grounded the ball. Everybody thought it was a try, but the ball was on the the left arm of Franklin Pelly. What a great defensive play from the big man.
Yeah, it's not what he's renowned for, but that's a big play. You know, Sheffield just need to keep possession, make the most of this extra man advantage and get Bradford doing some hard work, which can't see anything but this game coming down to the last 5-10 minutes here, and they've let Bradford back in possession and took the pressure off.
Well, just when you want that sort of refocus from Simon Brown-Keefe Senior, Sheffield having opportunities after Bradford ill-discipline and errors, and then Sheffield just allowing that pressure to evaporate in the South Yorkshire sky because they themselves have come up with an error. An 8th error then from the Eagles, and now Bradford are moving the ball from deep with Roman Franco. Well, Michael Lawrence back out there on the field. He'll add calmness towards the Bulls charge, and Franklin Pelly has gone through more than enough work, and he might be on Franklin Pelly, believe it or not, for his 4th man of the match of the season. He's certainly going to be in the poll in only his 10th appearance. The Bulls supporters will be hoping he does sign that 2-year deal that's on the table. And now Dan Smith catches Titus Guaze and Oliver Roberts offside, so the penalty count, or the penalties that have been in quick succession against the Bulls, it's now 9-5 in favour of the men from Odsal. Jordan Lilly will kick deep into the Eagles' half of the field, and now it's going to be more defence for the Eagles to do here, as we see Bradford now 30 out from the line as Widnes have hit back against York. It's Widnes 4, York 10 at the DCBL Norton Park Stadium. Kevin Appo, he's brought down tackle 1, 25 out underneath the post. Ott inside the Eagles 20-metre line, runs straight towards Wood and Guaze, and the former North Sydney Bears man's wrapped up, 10 out underneath the post on tackle 2. Lilly goes short on this left to Appo. Tackle 3, 2 left for Bradford. The lead, Sheffield 14-6. Across the face they go with Lilly and Gaskell. Gaskell towards the line, but he's a metre shy on tackle 4. 1 left for Eamon O'Carroll's side. It goes back on the 10 to Smith. Now to Lilly. Tafua was calling for the kick, but Lilly's wrapped up in a hungry 3-man tackle. Referee Cameron Worsley says 5th and last. Bradford in front of the post. Gaskell gets the nod from Ockimbo, and that's where the ball is going. Ockimbo palms it back. Sheffield have a player in front of the ball, but he's onside, and they've recovered possession there with Oliver Roberts. And well, very rare you see something like that on a rugby league field. But referee Cameron Worsley will now say Bradford are guilty of being offside. It's getting a little bit scrappy, but it's all down to what's clearly at stake. We've got 26 minutes left to go, 8 points the gap, a lot of penalties and errors to start the second half, Jimmy.
Yeah, but neither side showing any composure, and that's what's required at this time. Oliver Roberts is probably just by not having enough gas left in the tank, he's ended up slowly getting back, but he's ended up picking the ball up, so that sometimes being a little bit lazy works, and he's just gone off for a breather now. And Sheffield march up the field with Jesse Lefeo and a big set coming. We just need to try and tighten up both teams. There's too many sloppy errors. Corey looks for Blake Broadbent, he gets put down easily. Big set for Sheffield. The score here is going to really get this crowd lively.
Sheffield now inside the Bradford 20 as Corey Aston's wrapped up by Appo, but they've come up with yet another error. This time it's a knock-on forward pass, Kyle Wood to Corey Aston. That's a 10th error now, Jimmy, from the Eagles, and we've still got 26 to go on the clock, and you've got to say Sheffield, the architects of their own downfall here.
Yeah, and to make it even more frustrating, we're talking very senior, experienced players making sloppy errors. It's not what's needed at this time of a game and such an important game. We need cool heads, cool shoulders. This game's not over for Sheffield, and by giving the ball back like that, they've been, like you say, they're their own worst enemies at the moment.
It's still Swinton Oh, well, Swinton have gone in again. It's now 20 points to 4, and just like Swinton did early on this season, they went to Toulouse and won, and they're going to pick up a big scalp, won Fields this afternoon. York have kicked a penalty. It's now Widnes 4, York 12. Well, we'll dissect what happens at full time, but there's some big results that are currently going in favour of the Bradford Bulls. They've got to get the job done here. 25 minutes left as Michael Lawrence, fresh after signing a 1-year contract extension, carries Bradford 5 inside the Eagles' half of the field, still in that centre field area. Hot dummy half, this goes short and direct to Smith. Smith wrapped up there by Dickinson, and they're on the last tackle here, the Bulls. It's Sheffield 6, Bradford 14. Ott fires Gaskell. Gaskell distrills one towards Dawson Jones. Dawson Jones under pressure from Fulton and Ockimbo. And crucially, Jimmy, for the Bulls, they're down the man. Sheffield not able to utilise that man advantage yet. It remains Sheffield 6, Bradford 14.
Yeah, not only have they not managed to score with the extra man on the field, they've not really made Bradford do an awful lot of work. So Bradford have neutralised that really well. I think Sheffield now need 2 positives, really. Just one to cancel out the negative, and one because they need a positive.
Well, George Tafua has come in on Chris Wellham. It's fair and legal. And let me tell you, there's a lot of big units out there on the field. Mitch Clark, Oliver Roberts, Franklin Pele, Michael Lawrence, Eben Skur. There's a lot of physicality. Jesse Senilifea as well. Ashton kicks early in the count, looks for a 40-20. Bounce of the ball's going to be kind enough for Tom Holmes, who has to take it from his own in-goal area. And it's Ashton with a kick chase. Here goes Tom Holmes. He went 100 metres last Friday against Dewsbury, and he just fought him out, pinning the ears back, but he's wrapped up by Foster and Wood. Tackle 1. So as we head towards the hour mark here at Olympic Legacy Park, Jordan Lilly's penalty, 4 minutes into the second half, the difference, and a crucial difference. It gives Bradford that crucial 2-score lead of 8 points as Jaden Myers is back out there on the field following his 10 minutes in the sin bin. Lily's in there at dummy half, and now Zach Fulton's gone without the ball. Sheffield picking up with Gwazi. Bradford have just stopped momentarily for a second, so that's the 0 tackle. Bradford now up to 6 errors this afternoon. It's not a classic by any imagination. Too much drop ball and ill discipline, but it's added to the tension and the drama nonetheless. Here goes Tyler Dickinson. He's going to front up, and he's brought down there by Davis, Lawrence and Ott. They're 20 out in front of the Bradford post as Kyle Wood finds Gwazi down the middle, and Titus Gwazi is wrapped up there by Jaden Myers. No, it's not Jaden Myers, apologies, it's Tyron Ott once again. Quick play the ball. Sheffield have numbers on this right-hand edge as Chris Wellham finds Miller. Miller wrapped up there though by Lilly. Good defence there from the Bulls. They're on tackle number 4 here. The 2 metres out from that Bradford try line as Blake Broadbrent is upheld and felled by John Davis in a crucial tackle. The Eagles are on the last tackle. Kyle Wood into the in-goal area. It's another soft, flat end set of 6 there from the Eagles, and Bradford will just soak up all that defensive pressure, and now they will just run down a bit of time on the clock with one of those sets of 6 where the forwards have a little bit of a breather, and we see Ockimbo and Myers come in and do a bit of hard work moving the ball forward. Bradford on tackle 3, they're up to their own 30-metre line. It remains Sheffield Eagles 6, Bradford Bulls 14 as Gaskell now takes the line on tackle number 4. They're still 25 away from their own line, so Sheffield keeping Bradford deep inside their own half of the field as Myers is caught high there by Jesse Senilifeo right in front of the officials. Absolute coach killers here, Jimmy.
I know, it's another one. I mean, I'm not sure what Sheffield are doing at the end of sets here. We had the only...
Oh, hang on a second. Jesse Senilifeo, it's the 3rd one. Cameron Worsley saying he's now sent to the sin bin is Jesse Senilifeo for repeated high contact. So penalty to Bradford, 20 shy of halfway, and now Sheffield have the man disadvantage.
Yeah, you know, we mentioned his errors early in the first half, and you can say all you like, you're trying too hard, and you get a little bit excited with the seriousness of this game, but he's a guy who's clocked up 100 Super League appearances. He shouldn't be doing these silly things. It's now initiative straight back to Bradford, and Sheffield again find themselves up against it. We've had an end of set play in the first half, and Corey Aston kicks high across field and Sheffield score off it, and then they've had chances to do similar. They've not taken it. I just think they need to really get their end of set play sorted and try and give themselves a chance of another try, because they're looking pretty clueless at the business end.
Bradford now 20 out from that Sheffield try line, centre field, with Gaskell playing the ball. It goes out a dummy half from Ott to Davis. Davis just had a standing start there, and he just leisurely walks 5 metres before he's brought down there by Guaze and Foster. Tackle left here for the Bulls. On out a dummy half now to Appo. Appo finds Franco, and Franco's in! Around and underneath the post! Remain Franco! That could be the game-breaking moment where Bradford seal a top 4 finish. It was Kevin Appo who busted through the Sheffield Eagles defence. Remain Franco, he scored his 3rd try in 2 on debut against Dewsbury 9 days ago against Dewsbury at Odsall. And it's now 3-2 for the 26-year-old French international. It was a solid debut against the Rams, and he has shown that support on the outside. Sheffield gassed. There's no momentum. There's no one there at home. And Franco around and underneath the post for a very easy try, but credit where credit's due. It was all down to Kevin Appo and that never say die attitude, that drive, that energy, that muscle to draw in the defence, bust through it, and then the gap appeared. It's a big, big try in the scheme of things here at Olympic Legacy Park, because Franco now has potentially given Bradford a 3-score lead. We're exactly on the hour mark. 60 gone here at Olympic Legacy Park as Jordan Lilly converts, and it's Sheffield Eagles 6, Bradford Bulls 20. Lilly out to 4 from 5. And with 20 minutes to go here, Sheffield minus Jesse Senilafeo for the next 8 minutes. They are chasing this game, and that might just fall into Bradford's hands. Well, we can tell you the 4 players that are up for man of the match contention this afternoon in the poll. Well, it goes without saying, Franklin Pelly has been an absolute monster. He will be up there. We're also going to put in Romain Franco. Jaden Myers is also going in there for his defensive efforts. And Jordan Lilly will also be in the poll. So you've got Myers, Franco, Franklin Pelly and Jordan Lilly. Well, Sheffield have got the nod here from the officials. Bradford have made a mess of the restart, so they're getting scrum and feed the Eagles. This one's not done, Jimmy. There's 19 to go, and they've got a scrum 20 out from the Bradford line. Yeah,
there's still plenty of time, but they need to make something happen, and my concern is they've not been thrown an awful lot at Bradford yet. But a scrum play, this time last year you'd expect Sheffield to score from a scrum play. Bish carries it in, he slips, loses his foot, crashes into John Davis's knee. But they've got more tackles here. Let's see if they can get a score. I feel that they need it now or never.
Well, with the scoreboard and the clock against the Eagles, a try here gets the Eagles back in this one. Bradford's defence, as we say, holding up firm here though, but Ashton gives the ball towards Foster. Foster though is felled there. Good defence from Appo and Lawrence, and the 5 away from the Bradford try line. Kyle goes out a dummy half, gives it there to Tyler Dickinson. Dickinson takes 3 Bradford defenders with him, and that's tackle number 4. 1 left here for the Eagles. Bradford lead 20 points to 6 here as Corey Ashton takes the line up, dances pirouettes, can't get past John Davis, and the door is slammed firmly shut there by Dan Smith and Tom Holmes. They're on the last tackle, the Eagles. Kyle Wood kicks into the in-goal area, and the Eagles, they've lost the ball over the line. All they have to do is pick the ball up and touch down, and I think that's Alex Foster, is it, Jimmy?
I think it... Matty Marsh, I think it was.
Matty Marsh. Oh, Matty Marsh. He was on the end of that grubber kick on the last from Kyle Wood, just couldn't take it in, and he's lost the ball over the line. Well, that's it. Everything just going from bad to worse for the Eagles. And Bradford now awarded a penalty because Alex Foster and Tyler Dickinson in the tackle. Someone's shown dissent, and that's just going to march the Eagles 10 metres back. Cameron Worsley showing his authority out there on the field. Jordan Lilly takes a quick tap and he's up and over halfway, and he's 10 metres inside the Eagles' half of the field here, and that will be the 0 tackle as Dan Smith now goes herring away on tackle number 1. So 30 out, centre field position. It's Sheffield 6, Bradford 20 as Gaskell fires it out wide to Holmes, who runs a good line, but Holmes is wrapped up there by Dickinson and Glover. So loses a little bit of momentum there, but it's another quick play of the ball. Hallis now to Davis. 20 out in front of the post. Second half points from the Bulls, a penalty from Lilly, and that try and conversion from Franco and Lilly. Gaskell kicks early in the count into the goal area, puts Ben Jones-Bishop under pressure. Hallis can't ground the ball. Is adjudged to have grounded it on the dead ball line, and now it's going to be a 20-metre restart here for the Eagles, who were already moving the ball with Ryan Miller on the 0 tackle. They've got Jesse Senilafeo in the bin for another 6 minutes, and we have 16 and a half left on the clock here at Olympic Legacy Park on West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV. Well, Franklin Pellet might just be about to pick up his 3rd man of the match in 4 games. He's gone through a lot of work this afternoon. There's been a lot of effort from this Bradford side. The defence, once again, a massive positive as Sheffield have lost the ball behind everybody. Gaskell and Lilly try to get the ball, but it's picked up by Miller, who now passes on the inside to Dawson Jones, who's wrapped up 20 out, or so I say 30 out from the Bradford try line, and the referee is going to stop the clock here. I'm not quite sure why the clock is stopped here, but I think there's been a clash of heads, and he's just going to allow. I think it's just a water break, to be fair, because it is a bit of a hot, humid afternoon here, and yeah, there's blood on the forehead of Dan Smith, so there's claret on the shirt. So he now will require a change of shirt and a chance to get patched up. So lady scores in the Championship. Batley 0, Doncaster 32. It's Halifax 34, Dewsbury 6, Swinton 26, Featherstone 8, Wakefield 54, Whitehaven 0. And look at this for a scoreline, Jimmy. Widnes 6, York 12, Butts gone in, and Gilmore, it's 6 point the gap at Northern Park.
Yeah, there's a big 5 minutes coming up there. It's just seeing that Murray's not tenant for Widnes, so York will have the ball back. They've got to see that game out, York, and especially with the result going here, it puts them in the driving seat. And if anything, it might even favour Sheffield's chances for still making the 6.
Well, play still halted here. This will be probably the late finish of the Championship game, so we should have full times elsewhere and be able to try and tell you the lie of the land. But it's looking like Featherstone Rovers' running run's going to come to a halt away to Swinton, which then puts the pressure on Halifax, Barrow and Whitehaven. What an exciting end to the Championship season. So Dan Smith, patched up, bandaged up, good to go. Sheffield on the attack, chasing this game as Blake Broadbent goes through a gap down the middle, but there's no support either side. He's wrapped up there by Gaskell and Smith. Bradford's rearguard defence once again on hand as Sheffield lose the ball forward. Aston Noble put boot to ball before the error is picked up, and Holmes picks up possession, and not for the first time. Sheffield earn a spell of pressure and possession, and they don't do anything useful with it. 13 errors now from the Eagles this afternoon, and that won't please Simon Brown and Keith Senior. Been a lot of effort from the Bulls, though. Take nothing away from Bradford, but Sheffield have been below par this afternoon. Hallis goes wide towards Franco. Franco to Appo. Appo's on the wing, but it's a forward pass, and we're just seeing the pattern repeat itself here. Bradford come up with an error or a penalty, put themselves under pressure. Sheffield do the same. And I think Bradford, Eamon O'Carroll, will be relatively happy and content that the game is kind of finding itself in this rhythm here, because we have got just under 14 minutes left remaining here. So 14 minutes for Bradford to hold on. 14 points the deficit between the Sheffield Eagles and the Bradford Bulls. The scoreboard says Sheffield 6, Bradford 20. Scrum to the Eagles after the forward pass from Hallis to Appo. Centre field. Now or never for the Eagles, you feel. Aston over on that left-hand side there to Glover. He's brought down back in a two-man tackle by Ockimore and Myers. Back they're going to come down the middle channel here with Broadbent, but you can almost sense Bradford's physical advantage will stop his runners. There we go. Halafihi straight out of dummy half. No real pressure. Error number 14 of the afternoon. And that is just going to run another 30, 60 seconds off the clock, Jimmy. Sheffield 6, Bradford 20. A very, very poor second half showing from the Eagles.
Yeah, it's been a sloppy game all round, hasn't it? I don't think it's lived up in quality to what we're hoping, but that's tension for you and low confidence certainly from Sheffield. But yeah, just every time we've had half a chance, we seem to just come up with a real bad error, which is frustrating for fans, the players and the coaches. But this is what happens when you go on a run losing games. It can really work against you when it comes to the business end of matches.
Bradford now know that a crucial, important victory is in sight. Michael Lawrence makes 10, 15 metres. Look at that for a captain's knock from Michael Lawrence. He's got Guaze and Dickinson around him. Now it's going to go out of dummy half from Hallis to Smith. Smith's brought down 25 away from the line as they enter the final 12 minutes now with Eben Skur, who's come on for John Davis. So Bradford have successfully navigated the early loss of Aribidoro to what looked like a head concussion injury. Last tackle play from the Bulls. That one goes up from Gaskell, looking for Ockimore and Myers. Sheffield have possession, but no sooner have they got it in front of the road post. Barry Dawson-Jones is absolutely clattered by Eben Skur, who's fresh off the interchange bench. Sheffield 6, Bradford 20. Certainly a big game. I know we've used that term and phrase, season defining. It might be for both sides, because with York holding on against Widnes, Sheffield are outside the 6 for the first time this season, this afternoon, if this result stands. But it's now or never for the Eagles, who cut clear with Matty Marsh. Matty Marsh against Holmes. Holmes kicks clear. Marsh kicks clear, Tafua gets there, but Matty Marsh has got there. What a superb try from Matty Marsh, the former York Nightman. He went straight through the middle, kicked ahead of Holmes. He chased and followed up the kick. Tafua was in close proximity. He couldn't get there in time. And all of a sudden, with 11 minutes to go on the clock, it's game back on here at Olympic Legacy Park. We said the Eagles, they needed a spark. They needed a catalyst. And it's just come there from Matty Marsh.
Yeah, what an individual effort that is. It's one-on-one with a fullback, and he just destroys Tom Holmes there. A lovely weighted kick, nips round him. To be fair, Holmes could have took him out and took 10 minutes, but he's just dived over, crashed himself into the post in doing so. But that's 6 points for Sheffield, and if the fans get behind him, you never know, Mick. It's not over till it's over.
West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV, Sheffield Eagles 12, Bradford Bulls 20 here at Olympic Legacy Park. 10 minutes to go. 10 crucial minutes. Has that score from Matty Marsh just put a little bit of doubt in the mindset of the Bradford Bulls? Well, Jimmy called it. This big crowd here in South Yorkshire firmly getting behind the Sheffield Eagles here. And if you do some quick math, there's 10 minutes to go. Sheffield are probably going to have 5 or 6 sets of 6 if they keep hold of possession and Bradford don't concede any penalties. That's still enough time to get themselves back in this game. Well, surely it's not going to be a late collapse from the Bulls, but we don't want to tempt fate here. Jesse Senelifeo back out of the sin bin. So whilst he was in the sin bin, Romain Franco scored and Matty Marsh. So both sides back to 13. They're on the restart here, moving the ball with Eddie Batty, the former Wakefield London man. Second spell at the Sheffield Eagles, as we see Titus Gwaze just go inside the Bradford half of the field with a neat little offload there to Tyler Dickinson. They're on the last. Ashton boots a ball. Targets Tom Holmes. It's a difficult one, but Holmes takes that one, and no sooner has Holmes taken that one, Senny Lefebvre, fresh out of the bin, smothers him, wraps him up and holds him down in the tackle. So Bradford now, you just feel it's a crucial 8-point advantage, but they can't just play down time because there's still 9 minutes to go here. Sheffield 12, Bradford 20. We've got the grandstand finish potentially coming up as George Tafu was wrapped up there by Broadbent and Dickinson, and Bradford are 10 shy of halfway as Romain Franco carries Bradford up to halfway on what is tackle number 4. One left here for Eamon O'Carroll's side. Lily's in at dummy half to Michael Lawrence. Lawrence makes 10 metres forward after contact on the chest and shoulder. Last tackle here for the Bulls. Does Lily drill this one into touch? No, he doesn't. He puts a high hanging kick here. It's been taken by Miller, but Miller's wrapped up there by Tafua, Franco and Apo. And it remains Sheffield Eagles 12, Bradford Bulls 20. Full time at Haywood Road, the first full time of the afternoon. Swinton 28, Featherstone 8. That is a big, big result for Bradford and their top 4. And it's finished at the Shea, a committed performance from the Halifax Panthers. 34-6. They have dispatched Dewsbury. And it's also full-time at Mount Pleasant. 38 points to 0. Doncaster over Batley. Sheffield now 10 shy of halfway on that last tackle after defensive pressure from Franklin Pellier, who's come back on for the final 8.5 minutes. Ashton, chip over the top, read by Lily. And Lily sets a course towards the Eagles line. And that was great awareness from Jordan Lilly to throw up the kick over the top there from Corey Aston. And here goes Franklin Pelly. Look at this. 5 defenders wrapping him up. Bradford now can see the finish line in sight. Under 8 minutes left here as we now see Hallis out of dummy half to Eben Skur. Bradford know that another try, a 5th try of the afternoon now would certainly deliver a knockout blow. Here goes Hallis to Lily. Lily drops the shoulder though. Gets the ball to Holmes, to Tafua. And that is the game-breaking moment. Clever, instinctive play. Jordan Lily somehow got the ball out the door under pressure from Wellham, Roberts, Marsh and Dickinson. And because Sheffield had committed too many players to stop Lily, it was the flick-on pass to Holmes. Holmes drawing Miller, and then Tafua, the simplest of tries. Tafua crossing, or should I say walking in at the corner. His 7th try of the season. Doesn't score many, George, but it's a vital one on the scheme of things. It is Sheffield 12, Bradford 24, and that, Jimmy, is the game-breaking moment.
Yeah, that's it, I'm afraid. It was always a big ask anyway. They needed at least a try and a penalty, and that's just really put it in. And to be fair, I think just been trying to think who's the man of the match today, and Pele's had a nice impact, but there's been so many errors and there's been a lot of sloppiness. I think, Eben Skur's had a nice knock off the bench and big Pele, but I think Jordan Lilly's probably, he's not an X-factor player. He's not a superstar. Comes up with an amazing individual effort like Marty Marsh did just there, but he's been really solid today. He's had a couple of good breaks, shown a bit of initiative, couple of good kicks. I think for me, he's probably the man for me. I don't know what you think, Mick.
Well, we always put the poll up, and people are saying Jordan Lilly the man of the match. Here we go. Kick predictor turned on. It's only at 38%. It's right on this main stand touchline. Those watching on Bulls TV, it's on the far stand. We've got the perfect view for this one. And Jordan Lilly's just pushed it to the left-hand side of the post to cheers from the Eagles faithful. Well, it's a 12-point gap on West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV. Sheffield 12, Bradford 24. Lily goes out to 4 from 6. We've just had the attendance here.
And our player of the match chosen by Gary Hetherington is the Eagles, number 13, Titus Gwaze.
So because of the limitations of the Olympic Legacy Park, they can only get 2,000 in here. So it's pretty much a sellout crowd at 1,948. Sheffield goes short on the restart here. Ockingbourne deals with it, and with just over 5 minutes to go, Bradford are going to be home and hosed, you feel, here if they can just play out a strong restart after points from Tafua, who scored Bradford's 4th try of the afternoon, his 7th for the season, and this is going to be a big win for Bradford. Equally a big win at Widnes, where York have gone, and now that's 5 wins in 6 for Mark Applegarth, as York will go above Sheffield into 6th place in the table. We'll give you a full debrief on the conclusion of this game, but Bradford hungry for more points on the restart. Haller's down the middle, finds the support of Lawrence. Lawrence keeps it going to Appo. Appo to Lilly. Lilly to Tafua again. It's 2-2. Tafua's got it down. The jukebox plays his tune. Lilly with 2 try assists in 2 minutes. Tafua with 2-2. Game, set, match. Bradford Bulls. Bradford are going to open up a crucial breathing space between themselves in 3rd and the sides below them in the table.
Yeah, just rubbing salt into the wound now. They had the game won, and understandably Sheffield looking very depleted, and it's just another kick in the ribs for them while they're down. And Bradford have deserved it. You know, I think it could have been a lot closer if Sheffield had just kept possession a bit more and capitalised on when Bradford went down to 12, but they've not been able to. They've got to dust themselves off. They've got, no disrespect to Dewsbury, but they've got Dewsbury coming up. That'll be 2 points for him, barring a minor miracle from the boys at Dewsbury. But we're setting up really now for an absolutely massive game here in a couple of weeks' time against the York City Knights after their win at Widnes. And like I say, Widnes are not out of this either. They've got a couple of tough fixtures coming. For me, they're the team that have overachieved. We both didn't have them in the playoffs at the start of the year, but they've kept up there. But are the wheels going to fall off of Widnes Vikings at the final stage?
Jordan Lilly once again on the main stand touchline kick predictor, still at 34%. This time that one does creep in. A superb touchline conversion from Jordan Lilly, and the scoreline blows out now with 3 minutes left on the clock. Sheffield Eagles 12, Bradford 30. Sheffield went for that short restart there, Jimmy, and probably sad to see from a Sheffield fan's perspective, almost like they're giving up there, just allowing Skur, Hallers too much time, too much space.
Yeah, I mean, they shattered him, they will have given up. You know, it's hard to keep that motivation. They've fought hard today, and they'll know there's individual errors which are uncharacteristic and sloppy, and that's what's cost them today. You know, Bradford have been by no means exceptional. They've not been massively impressed, really, to be honest. Like I say, at the start of the game, I thought this was a chance for some big names to step up, and really it's been Jordan Lilly who's been the main man for the Bulls, and it's a great performance for him. You know, I think Bradford have signed 27 halfbacks and 42 hookers for next year, and Jordan Lilly is the man who's showing in these big games he can still deliver.
Well, it is Sheffield Eagles 12, Bradford Bulls 30. Final 2 minutes on the clock here. Bradford moving the ball from their own line with Franklin Pelly, who once again attracts a lot of attention. And look at that. If you just watch the vision there, there's 5 players on him, wrapping him up. Tyler Dickinson, Wellham, Eddie Batty, Ryan Miller, Matty Marsh, as Bradford look hungry for more points, as Tafua goes on this main stand touchline for a run, runs back in centre field, looks for support of Appo. Senny Lafayos disnudged Appo off the ball, but referee says play on, and Tafua will play it on the restart after points, 10 shy of halfway. Lilly now to Gaskell. Gaskell just looks to split Ben Jones-Bishop and Miller. Miller takes it on his own 20, gives it to Ben Jones-Bishop, and we're in the final 60 seconds or so here now at Olympic Legacy Park. You're about to hear the hooter. Well, Bradford defeated Sheffield here last season by 17 points to 16, a result that got Bradford third. Is this another big result in Sheffield that ultimately gets Bradford third and home advantage in the playoffs? They did meet in round 8 earlier on this season. Bradford 28, Sheffield 10. Well, we're down the final seconds of this half here, and the hooter imminent for what will be a big win for the Bradford Bulls. They're 14th for the season, and they'll be up to 30 points ahead of that game against Batley. Here come the Eagles, though. They're on the last tackle on halfway. Dickinson will get to his feet. He'll play the ball. We're in the final 10 seconds. It's going to go to Corey Aston. High-hanging kick. Targets Ockimbo. Ockimbo takes that one. He takes a tackle there from Dawson Jones and Glover. The hooter. Well, it's deafening, but it won't rain on the Bulls parade.